Fire away, guys. I'm going to give you good stuff today. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be something spicy.
Once you cut through the weirdness of Wednesday night, what were some of the specific teaching moments that you guys found out of the game?
Yeah. You know, we actually had it was one of those nights. There was actually some really good stuff on the court. There were unbelievable defensive possessions where everything was locked in, communication was great, and then it was just like something randomly kind of went awry. Our guys did some things offensively that we really liked that we've been working on, and it was really just more weirdness. But I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed with how the guys came into the game. I wasn't disappointed with their preparation. I wasn't disappointed with how they started the game. We had to massage some energy issues, but I watched the film, kind of saw exactly the same thing that we saw in the game.
Mark, what's your favorite Kentucky Louisville memory?
Winning.
Mark, what can you tell us about Lamont Butler's status heading inside the game?
Yeah, so Lamont was on the court a little bit yesterday. He didn't do anything with us, but he was on the court a little bit yesterday. We'll kind of see how it goes today, try and roll him out there. I would love to have him. He would really help us. I just don't know if he's going to be quite ready.
I know you talk about preparing these guys like it's the biggest game they're ever going to play in their career, but what does this game mean to you specifically, personally?
Well, it's listen, in-state games are always great. We've got to play 2 so far this year, and they're great. And because it's like going in the backyard with your brother and playing one-on-one, and the rules go out the window, and all the stats and all the analytics and all the things go out the window, and it's just different. It actually doesn't, these in-state games, they never amount to the trends of the season, or we might as well take all of our analysts and just throw them out the window, because what we know is the game is not going to look like anything like all the other games look like, and it's just a brawl. And the games are so fun, and they're so intense, and they mean so much, and so it's really special that way. And we'll prepare harder for this game than we ever have all season, and then we have a game next week that we'll prepare for harder than this game. That's just the way that great teams operate, and so both those things are true at the same time.
You get a little bit of a break in between games for the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there kind of emphasis you're going to put on your team during that time?
Yeah, so there's so many spaces where we can grow. There's just so much that we can. We have so much growth left in us. And so we'll do a bunch of things. One, we'll continue to try and understand how we're trying to play more and more and more. And we'll be able to get some really good reps right now, kind of when we're in this groove of 2 games a week. It kind of works out that you're trying to work on yourself, but it's very heavy scout oriented work on yourself. And then, in the next couple weeks, we'll have a day or two, not that many, but a day or two where we can just be us, where we're actually not taking a scout into account at all. And we've, so far through the course of the season, on those days, we've made tremendous progress. So we'll spend a lot of time continuing to kind of really drill down on believing how we play and what we do. I know that's a terrible answer because that doesn't mean anything to you, but we'll continue to focus on the offensive side of the ball, on our commitment to cutting and our commitment to spacing on the floor, and where we are just, that is 100% of our focus. And on the defense end of the floor, we'll get to do 2 things. One, we'll get to solidify, just really kind of work on the fundamentals of what we do, and also continue to add some wrinkles.
Mark, I know it's kind of part of the course since it is college basketball, but it's going to be weird at all the game plan against Noah and then see Allie on the other sideline. And also kind of following up on that, does it work both ways, where they kind of know your system, but for Noah's sake, he's good at what he's not?
Yeah, so listen, these are 2 young men that I love. Like, they're special, and so it's our job to really, really just hate Louisville, but that's hard to do. And certainly in terms of those two guys, like listen, Noah and I have been through it, man, and I'm so proud of him. The way that he's grown in his 2 years with me, and then he's continued to grow this year. It just is. I love him, and it hasn't been easy. And he just is. He's a special human being, and he's grown into a terrific person. And the truth is, and I actually had a conversation with my former players just a couple of days ago that I get to be here right now because of Noah Waterman, and that's actually no overstatement. And I love him for that, right? And we'll be close, on purpose. We've really limited our communication because I'm sure KSR has tapped my phone and they'd be reporting on, he said this to Noah, but we're gonna have a beautiful relationship forever. Like, he's a really special kid, and this Ali Khalifa, man, oh my gosh, you talk about a player that taught me as a coach, and he's a beautiful person too. I mean, one of the greatest honors as a coach is to get to know these players and get to watch them grow and bear witness to their kind of evolution as human beings. And these are two really special guys. They're gonna make Louisville really, really proud. I hope they don't make them too proud on Saturday. But they got two good ones. They got two really special kids, man.
Talk about just what you see from Louisville in general on tape and where they're going to try to cause problems.
Yeah, terrific team. They've had some huge wins. They can be super disruptive. They're really aggressive. They're really aggressive. Chucky is playing at an elite level. He's a veteran guy, and he causes so much chaos on the defensive end, and also causes a ton of chaos on the offensive end. And they got, it kind of feels like they're, 6'6" across the front line, guys that can shoot it and drive it and make decisions and play and have some real physicality to the game. And then they've got some real length, I mean, you think about playing Noah at 6'11" at the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and everything he can do. And so they're a terrific team with a massive upside. They're really, really dangerous. I think that's how they feel, is super dangerous on any given night. When all the pieces come together, they can be a really, really dangerous team. And I think Pat does an unbelievable job. Like, he's a terrific coach. He is going to crush it there, and I like him as a person. And he's insanely intense and competitive, but he's doing things the right way and for the right reasons, and he's going to have great success there. So they're a good team, and they've already proven they can be really, really dangerous.
Mark, when you came here first as a player, you came from across the country, obviously. What did you know about this rivalry, and how did your knowledge of it and appreciation for it evolve through the years?
Well, I always go back to the same story. So I knew it from afar because everybody in the country knows Kentucky Louisville, right? I don't know. It's one of the iconic rivalries in sports, right? And then I just go back to Bill Kitely. I mean, I've told this story so many times, but and it's Coach P's story, but and it just is. I heard the story before I ever got here, and then of everything I experienced in this rivalry, in these games, and from our fans, and personally, there's never been an experience or a story that's captured exactly what this is in my heart better than Coach or than Mr. Kitely, slumped down in the shower. Tears streaming down his face before the game, feeling the pressure, right? And it's a great thing, and we're really blessed to be a part of it, and it matters. It matters, and so we're excited about it.
Mark, given that introduction to the rivalry even before you got here from Coach Pitino, do you remember where you were or what you were feeling when you heard that he was taking the Louisville job 25 years ago?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. But that's Coach P, man. Like, I've spent a lot of my lifetime being like, I can't believe that. I can't believe it, right? He's just unbelievable. But I get it. I think, yeah, I still shake my head at that one.
Coach, we know that you took the team to the game up in Louisville during the summer for the PBC. Aside from that, how have you maybe and the staff kind of got the guys up to speed, or did you guys do even any extra juice for this type of game?
I know this is, I know this is an unsatisfying answer, but we sell out 100% on every single game. I actually don't know how to live any different, and so I know that the fans will feel a little bit different going into this game, but for us, I mean, when you sell out 100% on a game, like, I don't know how to sell out more on the next one or more on the one after that, right? And it's the way we approach it, and so bringing our guys up to speed, certainly they kind of hear all the ambient noise, right? But like, our guys are, we were just talking about as a staff, actually, our guys come to practice every day and they kind of give us everything they have every day. And so, I'm probably not spending a lot of time trying to juice them because they bring everything they have every day. Like, they're going to empty their tanks every single day. And so, we treat every game like it's the biggest game we've ever played, and so this is exactly that. And there's a reason why you do that, actually. I think when you treat every game like you're 100% all in on every single game, I think, one, it gives you a chance to win, and two, it makes it feel normal. Like, the truth is this game feels like we're going to be, like, we're fully engaged in preparing emotionally and physically for this game, like it's the most important game we've ever played, just like we were against Colgate, just like we were at Gonzaga or Duke or anybody else. And there's some comfort in that, right? So that's, probably what we'll do, as we get closer, is try and, make sure that our guys are down at like an emotional 3 until we flip the switch before the game, right? And that'd probably be a bigger challenge than anything else.
Are you going to let Kerr give the pregame speech?
Yep. Kerr is, I think, officially off the meds, so I trust him a little bit more. But he's gonna be a big part of this thing for sure.
Mark, you've spoken before about this team, the depth, designed to come at opponents in waves. It's kind of no secret that Louisville's pretty banged up right now, down a few bodies for the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
So do you identify this game in particular as an opportunity for the depth, the attacking the opposition in waves to really come through and be a key to y'all's success on Saturday?
Yeah, we hope so. It's kind of, we hope every game is that way, and we're kind of built to try and do that, to try and make that one of the factors that impacts games, and so that will continue to be a staple for us all through the season.
How is the point guard position if Lamont can't go kind of affecting your rotation going into this game, but also if you can't go further, how you're kind of looking at that?
Well, it's an incredible opportunity. It's an opportunity for guys to step up and get reps and just get experience on the floor, which is good for us and good for our team. I do think we have guys that are really capable. It's kind of that same list of TP can play some there, and Colin Chandler can play some there, and we might swing Otega there a little bit, and so it makes us better. I'd still like Lamont to play.
You mentioned MTEs, playing MTEs at home last week, I think it was, and kind of the difference between getting those 3 games at home as opposed to going to like a Maui or a Memphis or something. Would you like to see more MTEs on the road on future schedules, or what's the balance there?
Yeah, it's really interesting because there's so many dynamics that are changing right now that it's almost hard to prognosticate that a little bit. Maui is such an incredible event, for example. I'll give you that as an event. It's such an incredible event. It's great for our team. It's great for our fans. It's great. It also comes at a cost, right? It comes at a cost in a bunch of different ways. And so especially as, we're, the NIL factors and the revenue sharing factors, all that stuff is going to come into play. The conference, number of games in conference play is going to come into play. Like all those things start to kind of walk into this space. And so it just becomes a mixed bag. If it was a standalone, I would love to go to Maui every single year because I just think it's an unbelievable experience to go grow your team, right? I think it's great for fans, but it's not a standalone. It's not a standalone prospect. There's other things that are really important to the success of our program, and the success of our team, and so we're just trying to figure all that out. And it's as rules change, the guidelines change, and everything else changes, we'll kind of be in a better position to do that. I'm advocating that my solution is like, let us get to 40 games. Let us get to 40 games, guys. Let's just get to 40 games. And you know what? It's fine if we want to make 4 or 6 of those preseason games, like in the league, great. Make more exhibition games. I'm all in, right? But I think for me, as we inherit these teams that are newer, that are less familiar, that have less staying power, making the season longer is going to give us a better product because, you kind of have to build a team in one season. And it's not just us. A lot of people are feeling that. And so it makes a huge difference in revenue stream. It gives you a huge opportunity to go play other teams. If we would finally pass this, change this legislation where we can play D1 opponents without having some kind of makeshift where we're just allowed to play D1 opponents in an exhibition game. I think that's great for basketball. I think that's going to allow unbelievable home-and-home matchups. We have sports that are playing well over 40 games in college right now. I know our guys can handle it academically and still be great students. I think it preps our guys better for moving on to the NBA. When I went to the league, by the time I got to All-Star break, I was like, this is insanity. I mean, we played, 10 more games already before we got to All-Star break than I had in my whole college career, and they're longer games. And so bumping this number up, I think, helps guys professionally, and I think it fits in better with this NIL era. I think that gives you the chance to have the flexibility to maybe go jump into a really special MTEs too, and that's the solution I'm pushing for. I don't know a lot of people are listening yet, but I would love it if we got there at some point.
Well, speaking of point guards again.
How was that? That was good. You guys would be able to write about that. See, I'm saying that's a little Thanksgiving, Christmas present for you guys to go home and play with that for a while. 40 games, guys. 40 games.
Does Jackson still hate playing point guard? Because he doesn't seem like, before he seems like he enjoys it, or at least he's
Yeah. It's so beautiful because that's what happens when you grow, right? The things that you hate because you're not super comfortable with, you just kind of hang in there, and all of a sudden you kind of start to dig it because you actually get more competent at it, and he's been really incredible. His toughness plays against Colgate, the ones that showed up in the box score and the ones that didn't, man, I was proud of him. I mean, he's, like I said, he's carrying the whole world on his shoulders right now in terms of our team, so I don't think he would say he hates it. I don't know if it'd be his first choice, but I think he's just getting a chance to show the world how versatile he is and how unique his skill set is, and it's going to serve him well this year and in the future.
Since you're giving out Christmas presents, how do you feel about the potential increase?
Greedy. You guys are getting greedy right now. See, I don't know what this question is going to be, but it's going to be something to get me in trouble.
Probably not too bad.
Okay.
The increase potentially in the tournament field going up from what it is now. How do you feel that kind of affects college basketball moving forward too?
I don't know. I don't really have I don't really have a strong feeling. I think that I think that's going to play itself out a little bit. I do think that it's the best event in all sports, and so when you have something like that, I think that you proceed with the utmost caution when considering changes, right? I think that you don't just willy-nilly be like, hey, let's try this, let's try that. I don't think it works like that when you have this crown jewel of sports, right? And so I do think that changes should be incredibly intentional. I don't think, in my uneducated opinion. It's not like college football. College football should have gone to this a long time ago. It really didn't make sense that they didn't, because they didn't have a really great system. It was a voting for a national championship. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me in a head-to-head competitive sport. And so, but with college basketball right now, kind of having the jewel of the Nile, right? I think that we got to make sure that we're making any changes, that we're making them super intentionally, and that we've really, really thought through the consequences, because, you got the best thing, you don't want to break it.
Mark, how much feedback do you get from the player through text message, or is it settled down?
I get some.
Good advice?
Well, I can't really say no. Yeah, otherwise the thing's going to blow up again, right? I think it's all brilliant. In fact, all the advice I get is brilliant advice. Thanks, guys.